Silence is your true nature, and being without it means being without peace. Any activity you engage in has its roots in silence. Happiness and contentment come from a silent mind. Therefore, the goal should be to strive for silence, and all practices and methods are intended to achieve this. The mantra, Om Shanti Om, represents peace, gratitude, and silence. You are pure consciousness, the entirety of existence. You are both the fullness of love and the emptiness of consciousness that lies beyond peace. You are the screen upon which everything is projected, the light of knowledge, and the originator of the Creator's idea of creation. Disregard what is forgettable and focus on what cannot be erased. Look within yourself, you are perpetually free. There is no teacher, no student, and no teaching. Truth is unknowable, it is beyond the capacity of the mind to analyze, imagine, or understand. Simply surrender to the wisdom that we are the truth. You are the unchanging consciousness in which all activities take place, so find peace in that. Stay calm in the present moment, and do not entertain the idea that you are in trouble. Be compassionate, open, and just be. Those who understand this know everything, otherwise, even the most knowledgeable individuals know nothing. The void is the ultimate reality, encompassing everything that is and is not. To be liberated, you must firmly believe that you are this void, this peace, and this emptiness. Even the thought, I am peace, can disrupt this peace, so it is best to simply be quiet and still. This present moment holds the key to true happiness and freedom. Don't escape to other illusory moments that might cause suffering. Be timeless. The mind arises from conditions, so be unconditioned consciousness that transcends time, space, form, and qualities. Avoid thinking and desiring. Instead, maintain silence because excessive thinking will lead to the mind's demise. This stillness is not an experience, it is your natural state, requiring no effort. The senses and mind cannot perceive or comprehend the void, but consciousness pervades everything and manifests itself as an I. The mind's attempts to understand this reality will only lead to confusion and restlessness. Genuine reality can only be found when the mind is still. You can discover your true self by simply being still in the present moment. Since the void has no limits, there is no way to escape it. The present moment is always the same, and it is your birthright to experience it as pure freedom, without concepts or limitations. The idea of effort and practice is a form of bondage. Just remain silent wherever you are. Names and forms conceal reality, becoming obstacles to true liberation. Before a wave forms, it is the ocean. Before desire arises, it is emptiness. In order to achieve freedom, it is necessary to embody it by being devoid of desire. Everything is known in the absence of desires, so one must avoid temporary things and not waste the blessing of human birth. When faced with trouble, one should ask oneself if they are dreaming and remain still without making an effort or thinking. Being limited requires effort, while being free is effortless. Peace exists beyond thought and effort, and keeping silent is the key to unlocking it. It is important to identify with nothingness and stillness, but one must be careful not to turn it into an experience, as this is a trap of the mind. The purpose of life is to know oneself, and through this knowledge, everything can be known. Attachment to anything that is impermanent must be avoided, and one should stay with the unknown, which is unchanging. What appears and disappears is not real, and one should not get attached to it. Once you let go, do not go back to it. Surrender to space or dissolve the ego with knowledge and inquiry, which involves abandoning all effort. The mind cannot be destroyed by thinking to destroy it, it becomes a destroyer. Instead, one must persistently hold on to the urge to break free and get rid of everything that can be rejected, including oneself. The mind will then be still, and it cannot be described. It is emptiness, fullness, and truth. The path to enlightenment lies in the purity of mind. The disturbance of peace and eternal rest is only caused by desire. This craving is the ailment of the mind. Live without it and be content. Happiness is the true self and is always present. To attain this happiness, simply remain quiet. Desiring anything else that comes and goes is meaningless. Although many methods can bring satisfaction, the person who enjoys them remains bound by a finer veil. Directly face yourself to know yourself, and there is no need to cultivate your original nature. Why strive for what you already are? Do not use your mind, or stimulate thoughts. Question the intentional notions by asking, what is this movement of the mind? Proceed silently, so much so that even a tiny thought is disturbed by making too much noise. The ultimate goal of all practice is to attain silence, your true nature. Without silence, you cannot find peace, so strive only for that. Free yourself from names and forms. Worrying that it is not real prevents you from realizing who you truly are here and now. Even while acting, remain silent, always conscious of your silent self. That silence answers all questions silently and removes all doubts. Train your mind to enter a state of silence by surrounding yourself with peace, joy, and truth. With practice, this state of silence becomes natural, leading to an experience beyond all concepts that can be realized here and now. The purpose is to observe silence, even during activity. By being conscious of the silence within you, you can remain silent even while being active. This silence is your substratum, your fundamental nature, and striving for it is our goal. Maharishi Ramana taught the power of silence by remaining silent himself. Those who questioned him and were not satisfied with his silence eventually realized that the silence was answering their questions. This is why silence is the only true teaching, as it is the key to returning to our fundamental nature. The world and the universe began in silence, and will ultimately return to silence. It is only the disturbance of the mind that prevents us from being happy. By training the mind to return to silence, we can find peace and happiness.